All right, welcome to Team Empowered Minds, November 9th team call. And today we're going to talk about a few different things that don't really go together. Well, eventually they go together, but anyway. Personal development, meal planning, and Success Club. So I'm hoping Carrie gets on, because the point of why I was doing meal planning is because she said she needs help with it. Maybe somebody wants to message her and say, Carrie, don't forget to get on. Anyway, so first of all, I wanted to talk about personal development. And why I wanted to talk about personal development is because I know that most of us are very well aware of it, and most of us are doing it, since we're checking in every day that we're doing it. But I have realized, I listened to the National Wake Up Call this week. Did any of you guys listen to that? This Monday? No? Okay, well, I thought it was really cool because I don't listen to them very often, I'll be honest. It's like maybe every 2 months. But I just felt like I needed to listen to this one, and she stressed how she had been a coach for like a year, and her business was doing pretty good, but it wasn't like, okay, when she said it was doing pretty good, it was still way out exceeding mine, but it wasn't doing what she wanted it to do. And so, yay, there's Carrie. So she decided that she would really, really do what everybody kept telling her to do and jump into personal development, like fully jump into personal development. And so I think she said it was like an hour or 2 a day that she was doing personal development. And it wasn't just listening, it was, learning things and researching things and stuff. But her business completely just took off, and now she's a superstar diamond 3 years into her business. So I'm 2 years into my business. I don't see me being a 15-star diamond this time next year. So anyway, I thought, okay, I'm doing something wrong, and I know what that is, and it's personal development, because usually how my personal development goes is, oh, I need to fold a batch of clothes. I'll turn on 15 minutes of personal development. I don't have a pen and paper with me. I am not taking notes. And she talked about how she took this time to devote just to personal development every day to figure out how she could do better, how she could apply it to her family life, her spiritual life, her business. And I'm like, oh boy, I really need to step this up a notch. So I thought, if I'm doing that, not doing that, then maybe you guys may also be struggling in this area, and this might be something we need to talk about. So I decided that I needed to listen to the book People Follow You again. I think Sierra, I think you've listened to that one, right? Has anybody else listened to that yet? No? Okay. I love that book. That book is the book that I started listening to the month that I ended up having Holly, Christy, and Kara join my team. So that book just totally made a difference for my business, because he talks about listening, and not just listening so that you can give it a response, but listening so that you can absorb what they're saying and answer the way that they need you to answer. And I know, because of my ADD, a lot of times I am just quick to be like, okay, let me fix your problem. Instead of listening to listen what the person needs in their life, whether that's my kids, my husband, my customers, my coaches, right? And so I was like, okay, I need this book again. I know what it talks about, and I need it to, slow it down for me again, break it down for me, and tell me what I need to do. But what really stood out to me this time, besides just that, was creating what he calls positive emotional experiences. So that's where you create an experience for someone that's going to involve emotions that are positive. Because when you attach emotions to something, it sticks in your brain so much more. So he gave tons and tons of different ideas and ways that we could do that. But I thought that is something that we as coaches should 100% be doing in our businesses, is doing that for our customers. And so we already kind of do that with our shout outs that I told you guys that we need to be doing with our, for the 4 vitals, where we shout somebody out every day and recognize them for something that they've done good. that's creating a positive experience for them. And when you are recognized, you have those emotions of, oh my gosh, somebody took the time to write me a message or to send me a note or whatever it is, and it makes you feel really good, right? And then when you think of that person again, it's usually good thoughts because they took 5 minutes to make you feel special. So I thought that that's something that we should definitely be focusing on in our business this month. I think all of us have groups that we're either already starting or just about to start, and I want us to focus on that for each person in there. At least one time throughout the group, to create an experience for them, and not just a shout out experience, but something that is personal to them, that's going to make them have that positive, happy, aha experience. Like, you care about them, you know? Because I know that when I've had that happen from my coach, before I was even coaching, like I signed up as a coach, but I wasn't coaching for the first 3 months. And she would message me things, or she even sent me a little note after my first month and told me how grateful she was that I joined with her and how impressed she was with how I was so helpful in the team and all that. And I was like, really? Oh my gosh, she noticed. Like, it was huge to me to feel that. And so I thought maybe instead of just us Facebooking them, we could email them or send them a note, or, you know, something like that to let them know that we care more than it takes us the 3 seconds to message them. So that was just something that hugely stuck out to me this week for my personal development and listening to that book again. By the way, I've never listened to a book in a week, but I was like, I'm just going to listen to it because I need this, and I'm going to do it no matter what I'm doing, because I already listened to it once, so I'm still going to absorb goodness, and I did. There were multiple times that I had to stop it and take notes because I felt like I needed that at that moment. Okay, so do you guys have any questions on that? No?
What's the name of the book again?
People Follow You by Jeb Blunt, but it's B-L-O-U-N-T.
Jeb?
Yeah. He actually has several books, and I read another one, and I can't remember which one it is. But he's got like 7 more that it recommended to me after I finished this. So I'm like, okay, I need to look, because I really like his voice. It's soothing to me. Weston goes, I like this book. He's nice.
Thank you.
Okay, so now I wanted to turn over the time to Christy, because she's been listening to a different book that she had some suggestions for us.
Okay, so I have The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. This is actually one that was suggested in a Super Saturday that my husband attended. The first one, I think maybe the only one he ever attended, and said, I need to get that. So it ended up showing up, and I have skimmed through it and listened to it on YouTube a little bit, and now we are both reading it, which gets a little interesting because we're both reading the same book. So there's different page markers in the book. But it's really cool because we can talk about what we've read and be able to really absorb and bounce ideas, and it's really fun having somebody to talk to about personal development. So if you have a success partner, you know, maybe read the same book. I know Sharon and I used to do that all the time, but now we're on different books. But this one, there's really 3 main bottom line truths in this book. Number 1 is, if it's easy to do, it's easy not to do. So basically, we all have made the choice that it's easy for us to justify Shakeology. That's a non-negotiable in my house. Shakeology is easy for us, but it may not be easy for other people because that's what they've chosen, because it's easy for them not to do it. So that's like concept number 1. If it's easy to do, it's also easy not to do. Number 2 was small, meaningful decisions compounded over time make you successful. So that goes along the lines of breadcrumbing in our business. Just because you sign up for a coach and you make a post on Facebook that says, I'm now a Beachbody coach, doesn't mean that you're going to be a 15-star diamond, or doesn't mean you're even going to be a diamond.
Dang it.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's all those little things that you're doing each day, like all the little breadcrumbing. Look at this cool meal plan. Look at this awesome Shakeology. Let's learn about Shakeology. Check out this workout. The shout outs to people, everything that you do is compounding to grow to that final goal that you have. And then the number 3 that this book really hits on is that it's never too late to start, ever. It doesn't matter what you're going to start. It's never too late to start it. And then one of the video clips that I listened to regarding number 3 talked about planting a garden. He said, yeah, it might be the middle of winter and you can't plant that garden outside right now, but it's not too late to start the planning process. It's like, oh, duh. Yeah, I love it when things are really easy like that. Simple concepts work for me. There's one of the things in this book, and Terry brought it up to me today. He kind of giggled out loud and said, are you sure you don't know this guy? One of the passages in the book says, it seems most people live with one foot in the past, saying, only if things had been different, I would be successful. And the other foot in the future saying, when this or that happens, I will be happy, successful. And then they completely ignore the present, which is all we really have. It's only the decisions that you make in the moment that are the slight edge decisions. I've always had this motto in life. If you live with one foot in the past and one foot in the future, all you're doing is pissing on today. It's actually written down on a couple of Post-it notes throughout my house. It is so true, because your decisions that you're making right now are impacting tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. So it's like when you decide to not drink a soda at lunch and drink water instead. That one decision to remove that soda out of your equation every day doesn't do anything for you today. It might save you 50 cents, 75 cents, or however much a soda is in a machine now. I don't even know. It might save you that right then. But then the next day, if you do the same thing, now you're up to $1.50. Then the next day, you're at $2.25. And it just keeps impacting and adding up. So if you look at a year from now, all those little decisions that you made each day to not drink that soda has saved you hundreds of dollars. And you probably lost a little bit of weight. You know, water's free. So it's just those little decisions that are going to impact that major over time. The breadcrumbing of life. So one of the things that he talks about is questioning your decisions that you make with just asking yourself, is this moving me where I want to be? Is this choice moving me to that end goal that I want? If it's a yes, by all means, keep going. If it's no, don't do it. You need to reevaluate and cultivate what's going on so that you can move on a little bit further. So the little decision doesn't make the big result, but all those little decisions that you're making are going to hit that large result. That's why when somebody says, I want to lose 20 pounds, well, you don't just say, here's a drink of Shakeology, do the 21-day fix. No. You have to meal plan all of that. You have to push play every day. You have to do those workouts. And in those workouts, you have to do the cool down. As much as we don't like that last 30 seconds. You have to do the stretches at the end.
Oh, dude, I love that part.
No, I do. Now that I'm doing core de force, that's like my favorite part of my day.
Can you have 10 minutes of this?
Right. So, but it's easy not to do that kind of stuff. It's easy to skip that stuff. So whatever you think is easy to do, somebody else is probably thinking it's easy not to do it. So that's The Slight Edge. It's really awesome to read. I like it. This is my second time fiddling around with it. It's awesome. I recommend it.
Awesome. Thank you. Any questions on that, ladies?
I've even even got Terry reading it. I mean, come on, man. How often do husbands want to do what wives are doing? And it's not because he's stuck in this tiny little house with me.
It's a really good read.
Yeah, he's saying it's a really good read.
You know what's funny is Lane told me, like, oh, this was a long time ago, but all of a sudden he's like, by the way, I got onto your Audible account and I've been listening to your books. I'm like, wait, what? And he's like, that Compound Effect book, that was really good. I'm like, right.
That thing is like the holy freaking grail of books. I love the Compound Effect.
Yeah, I totally am going to listen to that one again next, because I don't think I have a problem with, I mean, I do know that it can always impact me, but I feel like I need to be able to teach it better to my people, because I feel like they keep on being like, well, I'm 2.5 weeks in and I don't see any results. And I'm like, oh my gosh, calm down. But
see, that's step number 2 of the Slight Edge.
yeah.
It really branches off of the Compound Effect with that step number 2.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is, well, the book actually does go into your health and how taking small things will help your health. It's really good. It's really good.
I know, I need to listen to it.
I know it's on Audible. I know you can get it on YouTube. I think the full reading is on YouTube. The only bummer about that is if you stop your YouTube video,
Yeah, you have to go back to it again.
back or find where you were. It's kind of a pain. And I think my phone just shut off on that call. Yeah.
No, you're crooked. You're just crooked now. There you go.
No, my phone totally went black. That was weird.
Oh, that's weird. There's something I was going to tell you about the Compound Effect, and I don't remember what it was now.
It's the bomb diggity.
Yeah, besides that, though. Darn it. Oh, well. Okay. So now I wanted to talk about meal planning, because I know that Carrie's been wanting some help with that, and I wanted to talk about the importance of it. So I know that I think all of us, except for Christy, well, I don't know about Tammy. I don't know how which program did you first start out with, Tammy? Was it 21 Day Fix?
Oh, the first one I did was the Slim
Slim and Six.
Yeah, Slim and Six, and then that didn't work, and then I started doing the 21 Day Fix.
Okay. So most of us have struggled with following the 21 Day Fix the way we're supposed to, right? So we kind of are like, okay, well, I'll do the workouts every day and I'll eat roughly what it tells me to eat. Am I right? So what happens when you do that? Well, you might see some results and you might feel a little better, but you're not going to get the full results, right? So I've worked with 3 different people this week who have all come to me and been like, I'm not getting the results I want. I'm not happy with this. I'm not really sure what to do. And I'm like, follow the meal plan. 21 days, 100% follow the meal plan. Don't you dare be snacking and having treats you shouldn't be. Eat every container that you're supposed to eat. And I guarantee you that you will feel a difference and you will see results. So I have one girl that is in one of my groups with me. She's been in a group with me since April, and she hasn't followed it yet. So she has 22 Hardcore, which follows it roughly, not exactly the same, but roughly. But she just has never done that. And she, she had all of her reasons and her excuses and stuff like that. But I said, well, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But if you're telling me that you've only lost, these 4 pounds and you want more results, this is what you need to do. I know this is what you need to do. So these 3 different people that have been working with me all in the last 10 days have finally said, okay, I'm going to do it, right? And this week I have gotten messages that are amazing. And this one particular girl messaged me and was like, I just posted, so if any of you guys read my post on Facebook, you'll see it, because I asked for permission to share it. But she was like, well, I weighed myself and I was at 143. And I'm like, that's awesome. What did you start out again? And she's like, I don't know. I think 146 or 147. And I'm like, no, I know you were in the 150s. So I went and looked it up. She was 157. And she thought she'd only lost 4 to 6 pounds because she hadn't kept track of it, but I had kept track of it for her. So But in just 1 week, she lost 4 pounds since last Friday. That's awesome. And the only thing she changed was following the 21-day fixed meal plan. Everything else, she's still doing exactly the same. So I just wanted to stress the importance of, you guys, they scientifically formulated this to work. It is not just a, hey, try this out, see if it works thing. It works if you do it. And it can help our bodies to feel better and to feel fueled. And so since every single one of us in here, well, actually, Tammy, you're not doing the Core de Force with us, right? No? But everybody else is doing the Core de Force. So we need to be fueling our bodies, right? Because that is a killer workout. So it's super important to make sure that our food is on target, because if we're not getting the nutrition that we need, our muscles cannot heal the way our muscles need to heal, and we're not going to see the definition and the results that we are shooting for. I think my arms already grew like 1.5 inches in muscle just from those push-ups yesterday.
Oh my God. How many ways can you call it a push-up? Oh my gosh.
It was funny because everybody kept commenting on there, oh, holy push-ups, or oh my gosh, you know, whatever. And I thought, come on, people, really?
Right?
Oh, they weren't kidding. But,
it was horrible.
yeah, but I feel like my arms are swollen. I feel like those guys
What were those
walk around like
Sphinx
this.
ones? Like, honestly? What? How? I can't, I'm like, am I even doing this right?
There were some way crazy ones. It was pretty insane. The kick through ones, I think, were the most killer for me. I was like, push up, plank, kick through, what? Anyway, okay, so Carrie, I wanted to know if you feel like, do you still have questions that I can answer, because I want to help you if you feel like you're still struggling with getting the right containers and all that for your meal plan, or do you feel like you figured it out?
Not quite. I didn't get all my containers in that all this week.
Okay, so have you gone through, I don't know if you saw, I'm going to show you guys, hopefully the screen will let you see. And I think most of you have seen this because I've posted it before, not this exact one, but I created this, and any of you guys are welcome to use it. I posted the link in the page a while ago. See if it'll focus. Did you? Okay, so over here, because it's reversed, it's got my pre-workout, my breakfast, my morning snack, my lunch, my afternoon snack, my dinner, and then if I have a treat, which I do 3 days a week. But I have, which I don't think I'm going to be able to get you guys to be able to see it because it's not going to focus. Each one of those containers, it doesn't just say what I'm going to eat, but at the front, it tells me what containers I'm going to be eating of that amount, like how many servings. So my entire day is completely planned out, and it's so easy. I mean, it wasn't easy to make up, but it's so easy now because I make the same dinner for everybody else, right? But then I just know that I need to fill my red container 1.5 times, my green container 2 times, my purple container 1/2, you know, things like that. Because it's written out right there for me, and it's literally like a no-brainer. And it's so nice to have this all because the kids are like, what's for afternoon snack? And they can just go look at the iPad and see what's the afternoon snack, and they know what they're allowed to have. And I have them have the same thing I have. They just have a different portion of it because their bodies are different than mine. And for dinner, I can be like, hey, I'm busy. Can you get dinner started? And my husband can look at the menu and know what he needs to get out and start thawing or whatever. So it's so nice. I'll be honest, it took me 2.5 hours to get that whole sucker set up. But the cool thing is, now all I'm doing is changing out the days and the dinners. So I'm just rotating through all the same snacks, all the same breakfast, just different days of the week. And then the dinners, I have 2 weeks worth of dinners that I'm just going to rotate between. But so like I said, it's difficult to set up at first, but once it's set up, it is amazing to follow. And I feel so much better because I feel like I've been really, really pretty good about it, but I've noticed that The 2 things that I don't have enough of is my veggies and my protein. I was having about 3 containers a day of veggies, and I'm supposed to have 4. So I was lacking in that. And then my protein, I was having about 2 a day. I'm supposed to have 4. So, and that too was with me counting, basically it was my Shakeology and my Recover. That was my protein. And you're not even supposed to count Recover. So I was like, whoa, wait, so I'm supposed to have 3 more protein on top of my Shakeology and my Recover? Okay, I really need to up this. So since doing that, I feel so much more alert and awake. Like I cannot even describe. Like I am popping up out of bed and being like, I'm ready to go at 6:30. Guys, I am not a morning person at all. So I feel like just getting my food on target and making sure I eat all of my containers. Except for I don't worry about the orange one because the orange one is seasoned dressing. So I'm like, if I don't get it in, I don't need dressing. But I make sure on my 3 snack nights, I get it in of chocolate chips. Yes, I do. But other than that, it's, I don't think that one's a huge one to skip out on. Okay, so any other questions that, like, be open with me, be honest, I want to help you. Did that make sense? Do you feel like you can do that? Do you need more guidance? Oh, you wrote a message. Okay, so she says don't count Shake-EO as red. No, you do. You count Shakeology. You don't count Recover or Recharge. None of the performance line is counted. So I was counting my Recharge and my Recover and my Shakeology all as protein. Only Shakeology. Is that it? Okay. Okay, so then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is Success Club. And the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because I know that we are wrapping up the end of the year and we all have big goals and we all want to be in Success Club. Because Success Club means that we are helping at least 2 to 3 people get started with a challenge pack, right? And getting them results. So, sorry, I totally lost my train of thought because I started thinking about something else that I'm not ready to talk about yet. But anyway, so I love, like when I used to just watch Robin's page before I really started coaching, and she would always talk about Success Club. I was like, God, all she's ever doing is like pushing people to sell these challenge packs. And then I realized it's not that she's trying to push people to sell challenge packs, it's that she's trying to help people get all of the right tools that they need to have success. So if you only sell a program, they don't have the meal plan, well they do, but they don't have like the containers and stuff, and they don't have the Shakeology. So basically you're giving them 30% of the tools that they need to succeed and saying, okay, go for it, succeed, right? If you only sell them Shakeology, then you're just giving them 70% of the tools that they need to succeed. But it's important that when somebody first starts and when they're excited, that you give them all of the tools that they need to succeed, so that right away they're going to start getting results, they're going to start feeling better, they're going to start looking better, and they're going to want to continue. Because last year, I believe it was last year at Summit, when I heard them talking about, it was either opening or closing ceremonies that I watched online, they were talking about the statistics of those that buy Shakeology and those that don't. And it was like 20% succeeded and bought more product from Beachbody if they didn't buy the challenge pack. And that's really low, you guys. That's really low. So that means if you had 20 customers, 4 of them might buy something again at some point. That's not good odds, and that is a whole lot of work. But when they added Shakeology to it, the number jumped significantly, and I believe it was 88%. That at least the next 3 months, they would be consecutive customers. And I was like, whoa, that's huge. So, just so you know, we've got 3 minutes left, but just so you know, this is how I always approach it. When people are like, whoa, that like sticker shock, right? That's expensive, or I can't afford that, or whatever. I'm like, you know what? I totally agree with you. The first time I heard that, when my coach approached me, I was like, what, are you just trying to make a buck off me? And like, I just am totally real with them. And then they're like, ha ha ha, or something like that, you know? And then I'll say, it took me 4 months to save up for it, but it was the best thing I ever did for my health. So if it's not something you can afford right now, I 100% understand that, but I believe in this so much that I want to make sure that you have all the tools you need to succeed. So when do you think you can save up for it? And I want to check back with you then. Don't try to push just the program. Some people are just going to flat out tell you, no, don't need the Shakeology. It's, you know, voodoo magic. But when people realize that you're not just in it to make a quick buck off of them, and that you care and you do keep checking back with them every 3 or 4 weeks, if they say in 4 months they're going to be ready to buy it, then I'm going to check back with them once a month and ask them how their health journey is going for them, and if there's any tips or advice that I can give them along the way until they can afford their challenge pack. And I had a girl just this week message me out of the blue and say, you know what? I am good enough and I deserve this, and I don't care that I can't pay my other bills because I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. So by golly, I'm buying myself a challenge pack on Monday. And I'm like, I'm not gonna stop you. So it's important to let people know that they're loved and that you are giving them all the tools they need, that you're not just trying to make $1 off of them, $40 off of them, that you're trying to help them succeed, and let them know that. Okay, and then the reason why I'm talking about this is because when you sell a challenge pack, you get Success Club points, right? So to be in Success Club, you need at least 5 Success Club points. And I want all of you guys to be in Success Club by the end of this month. And so that's part of the reason why we're doing the 4 Vitals group that we're doing, so that we can help hold each other accountable. And if you guys are inviting 4 people a day, guess what? You're gonna sell challenge packs this month. So make sure you are doing that step. I've been noticing several of you are not doing that step. That has been the lowest one every single day. It's like 2 or 3 of us are doing it. That should definitely be a non-negotiable. Every day you need to invite 4 people. And so what I want to do is, and me and Christy already talked about this, so we're on the same page. We want to give to you guys a personal development book for anybody that reaches Success Club this month. Okay, so that should be an incentive for you guys to reach Success Club, because that books are like 14 to 20 bucks. So that would be awesome for you guys to each get a new book. And we're just about to get cut off because I've got about 30 seconds. It's flashing at me. But anyway, I love you guys. I am so grateful that you're on my team with me. Thank you for joining me tonight, and we will chat again later. Bye.